My name is Muturi Njoroge, proprietor and co-founder of TASSELS Farm Limited. TASSELS Farm started around 2000, in the year 2002, and we've come a long way in developing and improving our cows. And that is why we are today joining the ASK Nakuru show to showcase the kind of animals we have and also to inspire other farmers on this venture. Cow breeding is a key factor in dairy farming. You cannot talk about dairy farming without understanding the aspects of genetics and how we develop them towards a particular end. If it's about beef cows or dairy, or in this case, it is about dairy cows. We breed hybrid variety of Holstein Friesians, which we have developed over the years to the level of the pedigree requirement in this field. In this time, so many farmers are grappling with a lot of things. There are issues of climate change, and it is high time that we as a farmer, we start thinking and understanding what is climate change. As TASSELS Farm, we've understood that, and we are inspiring other farmers by telling them it is not about this season things were not good. Because most farmers, when one season does not work, they think it's an issue of season. But this is an issue of climate change. There is need for all farmers to understand that seasons have shifted, seasons have changed, and in a situation like this, when you have this kind of animals, you have many animals, you have to understand that you have to feed them. And during that time, if you don't have feeds, then you cannot sustain this project. We are here to bring forth the research we have done over the years. As I look at the entire industry, a lot of innovation has come from other countries like Europe, America, Israel. But it is high time we as farmers, we start thinking about the localized solutions to all the challenges that are pertaining us. For example, there are diseases like East Coast fever, which is more like in East Africa. There are issues of genetics. We have our own zebu. We can, even as we import different developed cow breeds from around the world, it is high time as we as farmers, we start thinking, is our zebu having some strength? Can we develop our cow to be another one? Because there is a research that was done about the Nandi zebu, the Kikuyu zebu, the Luo zebu, the Kamba zebu. And these are animals that has lived with our ancestors for years, millions of years. So it is high time we start thinking, do they have some genetic quality that we can add on to what we have? Or can we improve what they have to be what we want? And at this time, as TASSELS, we have come to learn that science-based information is key, even in all kind of farming. Someone has to now learn about the science of things, how everything happens, and then enhance that toward productivity. We have seen this again and again in our farm. Challenges come, but when we talk with a lot of farmers, you realize farmers have a lot of beliefs, and there are so many issues that has been thrown towards farming, which are not really viable. So as a result, as TASSELS Farm Limited, we started working with Jomo Kenyatta University. It's an institution of higher learning, more so in the niche of agriculture. And we've been collaborating in research and findings, which now we are showcasing to our farmers. We attend ASK shows across the country, and we have learned also a lot from the ASK community, because there are various farmers coming with different knowledge, and through that we settle on aspects that kind of work in whatever we are doing. Concerning the cattle diseases and what we have seen, we thank the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, even because of the vaccines that recently were administered to our cows. As farmer, I can say it is true we've been going through a lot of challenges. Some of these diseases have developed resistance, and it's high time an intervention like vaccination was required. And actually, vaccinating cows is a bit expensive. It's more expensive than deworming, or leave alone even the external parasite eradication. It's also good to know that there are too much expense in farming. Now, concerning selling milk or profitability in this kind of business, you know, it has a vertical integration. So there are many players within the dairy subsector. And we are calling all the players, all the people who are part of this program, to understand each other. Because as a farmer, another day I asked myself, we have the farms, we have the cows, we have the human resource, we have the knowledge, we have the feeds factories, we have the processing factories. But why are we not seeing results? Because at 5.8 billion liters every year, and we are 50 million in Kenya, you can see there is quite some gap to be filled. And I'm calling the young people, I'm calling the women to come over. There is opportunity in dairy agribusiness. And when we put our hands into the right information, we definitely get the results. Yeah. In dairy farming, most of people don't understand how it works. So you cannot look at the cow and see money first. You look at the cow and see the process first. Once you finish the process about the breeding, the feeding, disease management, and let's say the general management of a cow, once you produce milk, it is true that you have money, because once you produce milk, Kenya has strong affinity for milk. We don't teach people to drink milk. We cannot go and orient these to people. They already know. So the greatest part of gold is in milk. But now there has been a problem in the entire agricultural sector, not only in Kenya but in Africa. And we don't blame anyone, because these things, we grow, an industry develops. So there are middlemen who comes in and take advantage of a farmer. So the real goal in farming is if a farmer can produce their products and actually value add it and then take it to the market, that is success.
Maybe finally,
Yeah.
we talked about the climate change issues.
Yeah.
We are realizing temperatures, abnormal temperatures sometimes.
Yeah.
We are realizing challenges of accessibility to water,
Yeah.
because of the drying of the rivers, and even the feed production.
Yeah.
I don't know, how are you trying to navigate around it, especially deploying some technologies to manage these situations as a farm?
The key intervention in climate change is first of all understanding what it is and the effect it is coming with in the sector you are in. For example, us who are in dairy farming, climate change has brought litro feeds or substandard feeds, and also diseases have mutated and new infections are coming up. So the moment you start understanding that, then you start fighting, or you start aligning yourself to the solutions that can address those challenges. If it's about the disease, it is good to know that it is good to employ science-based information, because there are research out there that has been done concerning all these factors. If it is about the fodder, for example, when the temperature rises, it doesn't only affect the feeds out there in the field, even the feeds in the storage. Because if the store temperatures rises above certain levels, there are nutrition issues. So once you understand what is the climate change, which is a result of what has happened globally because of mismanagement of environment, then you start understanding these are the issues that will come on your way. Then you look for science-based intervention. You'll be there for it. If it's about the rains right now, we have excess rain sometimes. Sometimes we don't have rains. We have excess droughts. Sometimes we have plants that are mutating. We have new plants which are growing. Some of them are poisonous. If we understand all these dynamics, the key word here is understanding. And when we talk of understanding, it is not only on climate change, even in agribusiness. Today, we are telling farmers, can you value add? But how many farmers who know what is value addition? We tell farmers, this is the time we do agribusiness. But how many farmers who know what is agribusiness? So how can you run a business without insurance? How can we run a business without loans? We bring in even the aspect of funding. And funding in agribusiness is a big issue. And I'm calling the government to continue doing the interventions they are doing, so that there be funding in agribusiness. Because how do you tell someone you stop doing the subsistence agriculture and start doing agribusiness while they have no funding, when they have no insurance? So this information need also to be passed out. But also the fragmentation of this in information is also a challenge. If we can find a way, like what TASSELS right now is doing, we are doing our own shows around the country to share the information we know about agribusiness. We have an upcoming show in Gatanga, Thika. Over 7,000 farmers have signed in to come through, so that we start these conversations between a real farmer, conversations between a feeds expert, conversation between a climate expert, conversation between a scientist. All these conversations should come over to the table so that we deliver an industry that is satisfying to the Kenyan community. Nimemaliza.
Ilikuwa nataka nikuulize lakini I wanted you to tell us,
Yeah.
within your farm you currently have how many animals? Unajua hujatuambia animals you are having, and because you're doing this
Nitatumia jina many.
how many?
Because ng'ombe ni nyingi na unajua tuko Kenya.
Okay, but speak around the cost of
Doing it.
I mean hii mambo ya genes inaitwaje?
Developing the gene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unajua watu wengi wanaona kama getting these pure breeds inakuanga a bit costly.
Yeah.
How are you also trying to
Yeah.
yes, that issue around genetics? Okay.
All right. TASSELS farm have grown over the years and a very long journey. The fact that it took too long was because we didn't have a mentor. So you have to find your way slowly and slowly. And that is the reason why we opened our farm for training, especially for young people, women, and any other person who really want to know. The only thing that can make a farmer anywhere successful is information and technology. And that is the age we are in. So when the farmer gets information, they run with that information, they'll deliver. But now out there, they are obsolete and sometimes not good information. Like we have had some people say, you play music to the cow. You wonder, and someone will say, the cow love reggae. These are not the kind of information I'm talking about. These are misleading information. The information that we need is information like, this cow will feed like this, the conversion rate of this feed is like this, and then the production is like this. So it is purely business, not, I know out there are people keeping cows because of many other reasons like culture and pets. But here it is agribusiness. We are looking at milk. We have many animals in our farm and they are continuously growing. We started with a foundation stock, and within 3 years, we are able now to move from that to the intermediary, and then we proceeded to appendix, to the pedigree we have today. Right now, a farmer who wants to get into farming don't need to go through all that process, because even if you have a zebu, you can do an embryo transfer breeding method, and that zebu will deliver the right kind of a cow you may be needing right now. So because of advancement in science, and I will repeat again and again, these are things that we are leveraging on. Then if it's about insemination, you inseminate your cow with the current bulls. So you don't have to take too many years to be where you want to be in genetic quality. Nimemaliza.
I think we've already...
Kuna kitu imebaki?
No, no.